Today I wanted to talk about another reason that I like my Prusa over my Bambu. Give me just one moment. Okay, so I am back. So one of the reasons I like my Prusa over my Bambu is printing times. Today, as you can see in the video, I am printing 2 ferrets and a STLFlix piece. That is the fan from STLFlix, which of course it's printing perfect because most of my STLFlix do. And so when they, in their advertisements, when they talk about finding good prints, they are telling the truth about them being good prints because they print well. Now the ferret is not from STLFlix, but it still is printed pretty nicely too. And I can't hate on the Bambu for its print quality because it's been a nice print quality. But one of the things that I don't like about it is that, one, because it's a single head and because of the color changes, it takes so long to print. The print time was just astronomical in comparison to my Prusa XL. And that could be because of the 5 heads. But I can still imagine, even with the induction heating of the bigger Bambu, that you're still going to face that single nozzle change out that's just going to take a hot minute. But I'm going to have to test it someday to see what the time difference is for the heat up of the nozzle, because you only have, I mean, you have 2 nozzles, but it's not like 5 separate nozzles that are ready to go when you're ready to print. So with that, I wanted to show off some of the STLFlix tonight, and then I wanted to go over and I wanted to kind of show what they give. So bear with me one moment and I will get that going. So I want to show you what the drops are tonight for the STLFlix. Let me see if that's going to show you. Yeah. So this week's STLFlix so far has been this tech hold, which is really cool. It has the headphone holder and then the 2 controller holders, as well as the single controller holder. So it had a wall controller holder, it had a desk controller holder, it had a wall mount for the headset and a wall mount for the and a desk mount for the headset. So that was really cool. And you could change the colors around. They have theirs as white, blue, and black, but you could change it to any color set that you wanted. And I think you could, oh, there's one, you could do it pink, or maybe they didn't do it pink, maybe it was just the lighting. But that would be cool if you could put like purple there and white. And I'm not so, because of the Prusa XL having the 5 heads, I'm not as threatened by the color changes as I am with the P2S. I still think it's a great print. I love the print quality. It's really nice. I like the AMS system, and that makes it super nice. I'm looking forward to the induction on the Prusa Core 1. But for now, I'm not excited about the plastic waste and the print times that it takes in order to do multicolor if you're not printing the parts individually. So with my XL, if I wanted to change out the colors, I probably would do it here. Yesterday's drop was these Axolotl Feelings, which to me are super cute. And you can pop off the heads and change them out with the different bodies. So they have a couple different body styles. They have the sitting position, the standing position, and then the position with the little heart. So I think that that's super cute. And then they have all the different feelings that are coming up. And I think that tomorrow is supposed to be the community ideas coming up. So I will be sure to show you guys that. I think that's going to be tomorrow. Let me see. March 13th. So tomorrow's going to be educational games. I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait to see what they're going to come up with. They rarely disappoint. There's been a couple of things that just wasn't my cup of tea, but it still was a good print. One of the things I do want to print, because I've seen a couple of people print them, which at first I wasn't really sure about it, but are these belly bubs. I want to print a couple of these. I saw a guy print a bunch of these and he put some really cool colors in these. So I want to print these on my XL because I think that it would go better. So I saw that they printed in a bunch of different parts. So he said his favorite was the dragon. So he said you just had to print, all of the parts were included. So I'm going to show today just kind of, oh, there's the parts right there. But from what I'm understanding, everything is included in the one print and it's just a single print. And let me read what the instructions say. I don't think you have to buy anything. This is what you will need if you want to do a keychain holder. Now he blew his up a little bit bigger, so I thought that was really cool. But again, check this out. They give you all of the instructions. Print with the line width, the first layer height, how fast you should print it, etc. So I'm going to print this on my XL since it's in 2 parts, and then I can print the multicolor. Because it's the back of it. That's cool that the back is flat to lay up against your backpack. It would be nice though if they had one if you chose to do a more rounder style. That would be really cool. But I've noticed that a lot of the prints have a flat background. That makes for an easier print, but sometimes I wish they had round backs. But let's go and check out the download files. So as you can see here, they got the PDF, the files, and the social. So these PDFs are like instructions for how to print it. Sometimes they also have things that you can use for like handouts and various parts. But the social is like all of the videos that you could use that you can post on your channel. They also have files. They have the media package, which is for if you're a commercial user, you can use. They give you the pictures to use to sell. So in this media package, you could use these pictures to post on if you were selling on like Etsy or eBay or wherever it is that you would be selling, or even on your personal channel. You could use these. They also have your own channel, your own STLFlix store that's located on here. So let's go over. I'm going to do just the download files. Now you can't see this, but they give you, I'm going to go ahead and download it, and then I'm just going to talk you through what they have. Now me, like probably many of other people who are 3D printers, I have a ton of files that I'm going to print someday. But this I wanted to go ahead and print because I have someone I want to give this to. And I am pretty excited about that. Everybody's always excited, but no, I really am. And I'm going to show you that fan that I'm printing. Let me see if I can find it. We'll come back to this. But this was I thought it would be a cute fan for the summer. I think here it is right here. So I'm printing this Z-Shot hand fan. That's the one that's on my Bambu right now. It looks like you can really see that it's printing right there. That's what that square piece is right there, and it prints all in one print. And that's a solid, I did it in a solid color, but because I have the ferrets there, it really is slowing down my print quite a bit. But that's okay, because looking at it, it looks really pretty, so I can't wait to see how it's gonna turn out. Here's some more of the STLFlix. But there is a lot of detail on here that you could really get in there and decorate it up if you wanted to. Do some great color changes. It's cute. But in this particular set, I just want to go show you what was in this set. 'Cause I thought there were a lot of cute pieces when I looked at this, because sometimes when I find a particular piece that I like, I'll go and look what's included in that drop that came with it. So I thought these koi wall lamps were cute for the wall if you like koi fish. I also liked this dragon, and I liked how they showed the various colors that you could print it in. And here was another articulated dragon, and it was a different type of articulated dragon. This one is a really big one, and it's kind of got a weird shape, but it's really cool. They've got some great incense holders. They've got a bunch of those. But this came out in 2023, so it's been a couple years. If you look back, and this was drop number, sometimes it has the drop number on there. Maybe it has it. Drop number 73. So you have to figure if they were doing one a week, they've been here, or a couple weeks, they at least had been here since 2022. So they've been around a little bit, 3 or 4 years, and they're really growing. And they're getting better and better all the time. Constantly adding new features. So we're going to go back to this belly bub that we're going to print. Let me go ahead and open that file and talk about what's inside of there. So pardon me guys, I'm a little sneezy tonight. So what they do is they send it to you in a zip file. Which allows you to get a smaller compressed file. This file, when I downloaded it, was about 300 megabytes. Inside of the folder, inside of the zip file that I downloaded, there is 2 3MF files, one that is geared toward Bambu and one that is geared toward Prusa, and they are labeled that. It says Rub-a-Dub Dragon, and it says Rub-a-Dub Dragon Prusa files, and then it says Rub-a-Dub Dragon Bambu Lab printers. So it lets you know which of those are made for your printer, which I think is super cool that it gives you the 2 different file sets for the 2 different main printers. You know, the main companies. Because either one of those would work for, I did open them when I had the Anycubic. I was able to open them on the Anycubic, and then I just had to adjust it. And then they also have the PDF with the instructions on it. And then they have 2 folders, because if you look here in the instructions, you'll see that it tells you the different timing for how long it will take to print. If you do just straight monocolor, it's only going to take you 1 hour and 34 minutes if you don't blow it up. Also, but if you do multicolor, it's going to take you 9 hours and 47 minutes. Now, of course, that's going to vary, and that's going to be with the Bambu. Now, with my Prusa, normally this time is way off. I'm usually about half of this time. And they even tell you in here that, hey, this is with the Bambu P1S. So, of course, if you have the higher grade H series models in Bambu, it's going to be a lot faster. And of course, because I have the Prusa XL5 head, it's going to be a lot faster. They also tell you if you do need extra parts, they tell you where to get that and they give you the link for those parts. A lot like the Bambu site and the Prusa site, but in the maker world, there's some places there that you can make things, and then they give you the links to where to buy the parts. This is kind of the same thing. They just tell you if you need a light or you need a screw or you need something that's not included, then they give you that link so that you know where to get it. And it kind of sets the standard, which I appreciate. And when I go to look at other files that I'm going to download and they don't offer me that information, because I'm so used to this standard, I get a little frustrated with the other ones because it will make me go away from those files because I really like to have that information. It's very helpful and it just shows the dedication that they put into having their files available to print. So inside of the mono color folder, there are 3 different STL files. One's the cover, one's the keychain, and one's the monocolor. So they both are for the back and the front. Or if you want a keychain, that's where it's got the hole up at the top so that you can make it into a keychain. Now in the multicolor one, they give you the same thing, the keychain or the front and the back for the multicolor. Now I'm just going to pick the Prusa file and then I'm just going to go ahead and load that up. And then I'll pull that up for you guys here in just a minute once I know that it's loaded. The one thing I like about the files that are the 3MF or the Bambu or the Prusa is that sometimes they have parts. They're parted out. So that makes it easy for if you're going to do slicer painting, because then I can just go in and change the colors out of the different parts, which is what is the difference between the .3mf file and the STL file. So the STL file is not printed into parts. So you can still go in and paint it, but it doesn't make it as easy or as clean as painting it when they already have the parts separated for you. So it just makes it a lot easier if you're going to go ahead and do that print. So let me go ahead and pull up my Prusa here and see if you can see it. Yep, that's the Bambu. Here we go. And that is the wrong one. So let me close that one. Well, I don't want to close that one, so I'll be right back. I'm just going to save that one and then just... That's one I'm printing for someone, and I don't want to lose it. Let's see if it comes up now. There we go. All right, so here are what the parts look like. And as you can see over here on the right, this is in parts. Whereas if I pulled up the STL, which I can show you that here in a minute, that would not have these parts over here so that I could just switch out my extruder. So I can go ahead and highlight this, and that tells me that's the back, that's the wing and the horns, and they even have it labeled correctly. There are a lot of times I download files from other sites and their parts are not labeled. So it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then you go to print it and you want to colorize it because it doesn't come already colorized or the colors are not what you want them to be. And when you go to look at it, you don't know what part's which. So a lot of times I have to go back in and relabel them. But one great thing that I love about this is I don't have to do that most of the time with these. So that just makes my life just so much easier. So I'm going to go ahead and leave my main color on number 1, which up here is marked as green, but I'm going to mark it as I have a color scheme. I have a new color from Zero, which is I bought a bundle of 4 colors, and that is what's on the fan. That one is called Twilight, which I think looks really good. So that color right there is called Twilight. That's on the Bambu. But I've printed, there are 4 different colors that come with it. One of them's called Twilight, and it looks like, I thought it was black, white, and blue and purple, but it looks like it's more like brown, black, white, gray, and blue. So that looks like the color scheme that it goes through. If you take a look at it, that's really pretty. It turned out pretty good so far. A little bit unexpected. There is some black there, but there isn't any purple in there as I thought that there was. So there was another one that was called Paint Splash. And of these 4 colors, they all have a primary color. Like one bright color and then some colors that are on the darker side. So like here on the one you just saw, the Twilight, the bright color is blue. But the more dull colors are the white, the brown, the black, and the gray. The more muted colors. But on the Paint Splash one, the bright color is orange, and then you have some greens, some browns, some dark oranges, and it's really pretty. It's just a really pretty, like sunset kind of color. And then another one that I printed with, which is called Northern Lights, and it has like the blue, the colors of the Northern Lights in there. And the main color is like a turquoise. And the moment I cannot think of what the 4th one is called, but it has a bunch of like pinks and purples. So that's probably what I'm gonna do this one with, just because I want to see what that color scheme looks like. But I also may just go ahead and do this with um, a single color, but we'll see. I can do a lot of different things, so I've got a lot of options here. But for the eyes, I'm gonna go and oh, that's eyes and belly, so those are gonna be the same color. Huh. Well, we're gonna go ahead and make that. Now, I usually have black on my number 4 and white on my number 5. This shows 6 colors. Oh my. I need to switch this to the Prusa XL. Okay. There we go. And so, I did not know the Ender 5 came with 6 base colors. That would be cool to see. I did get to see that when I went to the Micro Center, and that was pretty cool. Alright, let's do the eyes and the belly. We're going to change that. Now watch as I change this to white. So now when I look at that print, it's going to be white. It is going to be super nice. So then the body, I'm going to go ahead and leave pink, but the wings and the horns, I'm going to go ahead and change those to white for now. And then we'll just do a white scheme. Leave the body the same. Oh, eyes, belly, and teeth, huh? I'll do white again. The pupil is going to be black. Use the body pink. I'm just going to do white again just for the fun of it. Pupils are going to be black. And we'll do the wings white. But I'm going to go take a look at what do they have on their color scheme. So let me take a look here. So theirs, they have like a light pink and a white and a black. Huh. Well, I think that's maybe what we'll go ahead. We're just going to go with white for now. We're just going to stick with 3 colors, and then later on, if I want to change it, I will. All right, so, oh, that looks kind of cute. That's what we're going to go with for now. Because I really think that the color changes that I'm going to have are going to be really cute. Because that ferret that I did, the primary body of it is white, and then the secondary part of it is so colorful, but the color is in such big splotches that it looks really good. So I may come back and change these wings and horns, but for now, I'm going to make them white. And the eyes and the mouth and all that white. Ooh, but that doesn't make the mouth stick out on this one. Huh. So we got that. Oh, so that color is going to be the mouth too. Let me think. I still think I'm just going to stick with white for now. One thing I do like about the bamboo that I don't have on my Prusa is that if I have 2 different colors, or maybe I just don't know how to do it on the Prusa, but on the bamboo, if I have 2 different colors, so if I have a file, let's say I have a file that has 4 colors, but I only want to print 3 of them. I can still set the color, I can leave the print as it is, or the file as it is, and then I just change and double up on the extruder. So then I just say, hey, okay, so this is pink on the screen, but I'm going to print pink with extruder number, or AMS slot number 3. But then if I have like blue, I'm like, you know what, I really don't want to use blue. I'm just still going to use that pink. So I also want to make that AMS number 3, but I can leave the file intact and not have to change things. And I don't know how to do that on the Prusa XL. I'm sure there is a place to do it. Maybe it's here. I don't know. But I'm going to leave it as it is. All right, so there's the file. Let me go to my print settings. And I'm not going to do a speed print. I'm probably just going to do a regular structural print. Another thing I like about the bamboo that I don't have on the Prusa is I like how it can go down pretty far on the print settings. I forgot how low it goes, but it was quite, well, maybe it was 0.8, 0.08, but it went down a little bit lower than this one. So, and I appreciate that the Prusa can go down to the 0.1, but you gotta be really careful with what filament you're using, because some of the filaments don't do real well when you're doing high-speed printing. They'll roll on you and then they'll pull up. So that was pretty nice about the bamboo. But both of them got their pluses and minuses, but I still like them both. I still like my Prusa way more. I just can do so much more with it and not have, I mean, time-wise, material-wise, just, I had a couple guys on the thing say it was ancient technology. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's just a good printer. So that's for me. That's what I say. I like the 5 heads. That really makes a big difference. And it's even made me rethink, do I want to get some of these other printers? I wanted to get them to try them because I see a lot of people come up with some really great prints. And a lot of people have been talking about the Centauri carbon. But I did hear a bad rumor about the Centauri carbon, so I don't know, maybe not. Not some safety issues of being pulled off the shelf and all that. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and start this print, or I'm gonna send it to my printer. That's another good thing about my printer is I can slice it and send it. And I wasn't able to do that initially with the Bambu P2S. So if you're listening to me and you hear me say, "Oh, the P2S is good," it is good, and it is a lower price point than the Prusa XL, so it would be a good buy if you're just getting into printing it. It is pretty much just plug and play and go. I don't know about the longevity of it. Would have to see how that goes. If you have the extra money, I would recommend getting the Prusa XL. You'll save yourself in print time, and you will save yourself in the long run for the longevity of the printer, as well as the print quality and just a whole lot of other things that are just really nice about it. Now, I do like the AMS on the Bambu P2S, so I wish that I had that on the XL, but then again, I have the 5 head, so I wish I didn't have to manually load, but I'm going to make that. They have a little extruder thing that you can make to do that. So I'm going to do that so that I can do that. But if it was my recommendation and if I was going to buy a printer and someone said to me, what should I buy? I would probably, I would look at how much money I had. And if I had the money, I would get the Prusa XL and go for the 5 heads because you're going to save yourself on waiting, having that printer last, having to fix it, just all kinds of things. Now, I know I've read some things where people have had some bad lucks with their Excel. I have not had that experience. I've had a couple of things here and there, which are typical printer things, but I know the difference between a printer that's just failing and a printer that works and is just acting as a printer should. And that is the Prusa. It acts just like it should, just like the Bambu. I've had a couple things with the Bambu, but they're just things with just, oh, I didn't load the filament right, or I didn't clean the bed right. Just things like that, but not really the printer itself. So I got this, so I'm gonna go ahead and send it. So on my Prusa, I can tell it, I have the options to add it to the queue and then have it wait, or I can just copy it to the printer, or I can send it to the printer and have it print now. So I'm going to just send it to the printer because I want to go up there and change some print colors, and then I'm going to print it. So I'm going to end here now because really what I wanted, well, maybe not quite right away, but I wanted to show you some of the STLFlix prints from beginning to end. And so when this finishes, I'm going to do a video on it so that you can see it. But this print's going to take, let me see my time, 6 hours and 31 minutes. So not quite half, but 6 hours, oh, I changed some things. I did a different print, but 6 hours and 31 minutes for a multi-print. And the site said that it was going to be, let me take a look here. The site said that it was going to be 9 hours and 47 minutes. So I gained quite a bit of time and got quite a bit more quality. So the recommended layer height was 0.2. What did I pick? I picked 0.2. And then now I need to set first layer width of 0.48. That is height. But I always like to do 3 walls. Now they recommend a lot of times they only recommend 2 walls and only 5%. Sometimes I don't know. I mean, someone changed it to 5%, and they recommend grid, which I've got. It says I don't need any support, but it says you do want to have a brim. So let me go back and add a brim. Let's re-slice how much time we gain. If we gain any. A lot of times they'll recommend three layers for the outer wall. Almost done there with this slicer. Our machine's amazing nowadays. Okay, I think 6 hours and 8 minutes. I didn't really gain a lot of time. I think I'm gonna go back to 15%. But I think me, myself, and I think I'm gonna do 3 walls just because I want to. And I'm just like, I mean, I guess 5% means I use less infill. Let me see. Seven hours and 25 minutes by adding that third wall. So we'll go, but now that I got 3 walls, I'll probably go back down to 5%. And now I'm going to slice it. What again? Hmm. So 6 hours and 57 minutes. So if I go to 5, you know what? I'm just going to try it at the settings that they recommend. I honestly, we don't really go wrong. I'm just going to say we don't go wrong. We just don't. Gonna do, let's see how we get. Nope, can't do that. Okay. And they say for the first layer, take your speed. Honestly, I think the printer would be fine. Okay, so we're gonna slice it again. And we're just gonna go ahead and go with that 6 hours and then just see where we end up. By the way, for anyone who's out there watching my channel and who enjoys my content, thank you for watching, and I'm glad we get to share this time because it's very nice to get to talk to other people about 3D printing because it's something that I really enjoy, and I'm glad that I get to show off STLFlix because when you got a good thing, it's always good to share that information with other people as well as the person, the Bambu. So I'm really blessed in my life to be able to do this and to be able to share with you these things. I have an amazing support system which allows which allows me and gives me the privilege to be able to have the things that I have. So thank you to everyone out there in my life who supports me and watches this. And thank you to all the people, if you're new coming here, that enjoy this content. And I hope you enjoy. I'm going to send this on over to my Prusa. And I'm going to send it again, only copy to the printer. So keep your eye out. I'm going to put this print on so you can watch it print. Thank you again for joining, and that is my STLFlix with the Rub-a-Dub Dragon from beginning to end. And I'll let you know how that goes. You guys have a good